Welcome back. This is our fifth video? Fourth? Okay. So, lots has gone on since the last time we uploaded. Unfortunately, Mr. Nick is not here today. He could not make it. He had to cry in the bath because United drew West Ham. But we'll get into that later down the video. First talking point that we have, and I'm going in order of like the events and how they've happened, was City versus Liverpool. Now, you watched more of that than I was able to just because of work. Tell me your thoughts. Let's get into this. I'd love to discuss this.
It's an interesting game for sure. I think it kind of had it written all over it beforehand that it was going to be, both sides are not quite to the level they've been at, at times in the last few years. And it was hard to call. I thought it'd be close for sure, but it was tough to call. I mean, before last weekend, City hadn't won there in
it's been a minute.
Been a couple of years, but I think maybe once or twice in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So
it's not an easy place to go.
Yeah, not an easy place to go. Especially City have had a hard time. They've up until that point, I think, had only won one or two in the last 7 games.
Yeah.
In the Prem at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a tough game for sure for both teams, and early on City dominated for sure, but never really. I think Holland had one chance pretty early that he probably should have buried, but wasn't too much in it. City were dominating the ball like they usually do, and Liverpool not quite at it in the first half. I
did notice that. I'm like, you're at home, you're fighting for top 4. Like, this is a lethargic start.
Yeah,
you need to build some momentum. I think that killed them. I think it really did kill them because I don't know if you remember, I predicted 1-1, and it was antagonizingly close to be accurate. I think if Liverpool had really, contrary to what Nick said, I know he's saying, you really just got to go at City. I think if there is one team, and we were disagreeing with him in that regard, at least for what Arsenal should do, if there's any team on earth that should be the ones to just go at City, it's Liverpool.
Yeah, but they've kind of morphed from that identity under Klopp a bit.
Yeah, they left the heavy metal gegenpressing behind
they kind of don't have the personnel for it at this point. Who are you going to send Gakpo, Ekitike, and aging Salah
to press
high press? I mean, I don't know. And even the midfield, when Soboslai's not in that midfield, you kind of worry about the physicality in the legs.
Yes, yeah,
with McAllister, maybe Jones.
Yeah, Gravenberch started the game. Wirtz has really struggled to adapt to the physicality.
Yeah, I know he's picking up in terms of GA and a little bit of output, but
he's getting better.
Yeah, but when it comes to that just raw, athleticism and pace and pressing and pressure, it's
I'm sure he will adapt. It's just going to take a lot longer than what people think. Because we all know he's a talented player.
Yeah, I can see them, if Slot stays another year, I can see them morphing into more of a possession-based
team. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw early indications of that when the season they won the Prem just last year. I saw statistics where it's they're a lot less quick at getting the ball into the final third, but they do it at a higher rate. Is what I saw, because it's not so boom, 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 go, go, go. It's slow the game down a tiny bit, get some control. But no, absolutely.
So, and then, moving into the second half, they had a really good period for probably 20, 25 minutes where they should have been up 2 or 3.
Yeah. I was able to catch that part,
And, I mean, some kind of diabolical misses.
Okay.
That header from Ekitike is sort of...
I remember that too.
That's got to be 1-0.
Absolutely,
I think.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. They do end up getting, grabbing the opener with the free
ridiculous free kick.
Ridiculous.
He's been their player of the season.
100%.
100% he's been their player of the season. Phenomenal player.
And he's, he did that against us early in the season at Anfield, and that definitely hurt. But,
sure.
And I was excited because obviously watching the game, I want Liverpool to win.
Yeah.
And that, I'm just yes, do it to them too. Fair enough, man. Cool.
Absolutely.
And I mean, objectively, taking away the hurt from the first one, they're both world-class strikes.
Of course.
And insane. But, so they're at that point, they're probably just deserving of that lead.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of a complete
disaster.
Breakdown.
So I didn't get to see it fully. So if you could break it down a bit.
Yeah, so, I mean, the first goal is a little hazy in my mind. I was also at work watching it.
Yeah.
So But it's kind of a nothing ball into the box from, I think Holland flicks it on to Bernardo. Maybe it came in from, what's the guy from Lyon? Cherokee. I think it's a ball in from Cherokee, flicked on by Holland, and then Bernardo jumps on it and tucks it away.
Yeah.
Kind of out of nowhere. You can question the defending on Liverpool's part.
Which something that has been going on all year.
yeah, definitely. They've been kind of lacking in that department, and Van Dijk and Konate have been kind of all over the place.
I cannot believe there was a point where we were linked with Konate. Like, I genuinely can't. I was instantly saying, like, I don't want Konate. Yeah. But go on, sorry.
Yeah, on their day, they're arguably one of the best pairings in the world.
Yeah.
Up there, I put Gabriel and Saliba at the top of that.
Yeah.
But up there with them, for sure, on their day. But
especially over the last few years.
Yeah, in recent times. But yeah, it's kind of just a full breakdown towards the end of that game. They tie it up, and at that point the game's pretty open, a little bit back and forth. But Liverpool definitely didn't feel like they had that threat that they had for the first 20 minutes of the second half.
Yeah.
And then it's 2-1 with the pen, which is, Alisson, I don't know what he's doing there, to be honest. It's
goalkeeper's a tough position.
But he's been kind of regarded as
one of the best
in the world, at least in the Premier League.
Yeah.
For the last however many years, and it's moments like that where you're just like, man, you kind of expect the experience to
get. Yeah, and he, I'm looking at it now, like, he comes a really long way out of his box.
He really doesn't need to be there, I don't think.
Like, you don't need to be leaving the 6-yard box, going to the half space for what, like, stay on your line, let your fullback go and put some pressure on the ball.
Yeah. He's not in a super dangerous position. There's no immediate cutback that's wide open.
No.
There's only like 2 or 3 City players in the box, covered by 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So it's really rash. I think maybe the game state has a part to play in his thinking in that moment.
Yeah.
That
Anfield atmosphere.
Yeah, but also just the, like, they brought it back. We thought we were cruising. We had a really good start to the half.
Yeah.
We weathered the storm the first half, and now it feels like the game's slipping away.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the moments where you need your senior players to just be like calm.
Let's calm things down. We'll get a result through just chilling, like
make
being relaxed.
him in that situation. I always think like, and you're a coach, so you can tell me. But my philosophy is always like, dude, make him beat you.
Yeah.
Make him beat you.
Yeah.
If he beats you, it's not on you. It's on Van Dijk, who's maybe not covering in time, or
pressure cover balance, right? Put pressure on the ball. Make him get past you. If he doesn't get past you, you've done your job. If he does get past you, then you're relying on everyone else to cover your ass.
He's on the touchline, in the box, no shot, no immediate cutback.
Terrible angle.
Angle. Like, you're bailing him out.
Yeah, absolutely. He gifted them this goal.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
And, of course, Haaland steps up and takes it. Another point to him, he was pretty anonymous the entire game.
Yeah.
Up until the last few moments.
Yeah, assisting the Bernardo goal and then scoring the penalty.
But all in all, he was pretty much out of the game.
Okay. I think that's been something that's been kind of like a normal pattern of his game, though. It's like you don't really notice him, but then boom, he gets a brace.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of games though where he has 5, 6, 7 chances.
Yeah, and he doesn't put them away.
Yeah, but they're not getting him the ball at all, really, in any dangerous situations.
Yeah.
And I actually have noticed him a little bit, kind of dropping a little deeper to get the ball.
I think that has to do with the lack of a De Bruyne.
I think it does.
Yeah.
I think he's almost forced to because there's nobody who really plays that like world-class pass in him.
It's such I think we were spoiled. Like, I don't know what the terminology is for this. Like, we've heard of hoflation, but in my eyes, it's like passflation. It's like, I spent the better part of the last decade watching Toni Kroos and Kevin De Bruyne, thinking that what they do is normal.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, this didn't hit me until a few months ago, where I'm like, when Toni Kroos retired, I started to see how much we started to struggle.
Yeah.
And I started to see how much City started to struggle as well. I'm like, they really made this look casual. Like, they made it look like anyone can do this. It's actually not the case whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's absolutely mental. So I think there's no coincidence that Haaland is struggling a little bit. Like, he went 7 games without a goal?
Yeah, something like that. And it's, struggling is a loose term because
he's still getting like 20-something.
22 goals right now, and I'd kill to have Gyökeres on 22 goals.
Absolutely.
But, in terms of the game, it was pretty close, but the downfall from Liverpool in the second half, the end of the second half, is
at home especially
kind of criminal, honestly. And then getting towards the last goal, the goal at the end that was disallowed.
Yeah.
The decision there is like really weird. I think both teams probably prefer that the goal stands.
Okay.
So Liverpool.
So Szoboszlai is
not out.
Yeah.
City, obviously get an extra goal.
Yeah.
Helps their goal difference, which might come
into
play.
Yeah.
But it's a really weird decision, and I think it's actually at the beginning of the play, Cherki takes that shot. It's an open net because Alisson, went up for a set piece in the dying seconds of the game. So it's an open net, ball trickles out afterwards towards the half, and it's like a 2-on-2, 2-on-1 with Cherki and Haaland. And Cherki, I don't know if he just mishits it or what his thinking is there, but it looks like he's taking that shot. And he rolls it on the carpet, and it's in the end of the play it does have enough on it to get in the goal.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of thinking, like, if you watch it back, Haaland's making that run, and you can kind of just slot the ball almost anywhere.
Yeah. And he's gonna beat almost everyone there for pace.
Yeah, and he's gonna beat them for pace, beat them for strength, hold them off, and he can finish it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
his bread and butter.
If he had just did exactly what he did with 25% less on the pass, it's a perfect through ball, and he slots it. The goal counts.
I think Cherki just wanted the goal for himself.
They're already up, and the game's dead at that time.
Yeah.
So it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But obviously, I think it starts with Szoboszlai pulling back Haaland, and I think in that moment he knows that he's getting a red for that.
But at this moment he knew.
Yeah, and then Haaland pulls him back because obviously he was about to go clear it off the line, and ends up trickling in, kind of mayhem. But I'm a little hazy on the rules in that situation.
Yeah.
To be totally fair, I'm not sure that there is a clear-cut rule for that kind of situation.
Yeah. I've never seen anything happen like that before.
I know.
Honestly.
It's kind of a weird, almost interpretation of the rules on the ref's part.
Yeah. I think he's got so much pressure on him to just make a decision and get it over with.
I think probably at the end of the day, it makes sense.
Okay.
But is that real? It's a weird one because you're saying it's they called it for Dogzo, the denial of goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah.
But they scored.
Yeah.
So
just count the goal.
Did you deny them of the goal?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird one. But yeah, end of the day, City keep the gap to 6 at that point.
Yeah, keep City in the title race, and it hurts Liverpool's chances of top 4 pretty big. I think.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that table. They're in 6th. They are only 3 points behind 4th, which is United, and it's like their next game is without their player of the season. Now, granted, it's against Nottingham Forest, I believe.
Yeah, but they lost 3-0 at home to Forest.
Really? This season?
Yeah, this season.
There you go. Yeah, see, and now they're playing at Nottingham Forest.
And they're going to have a new manager, so possibly a bounce there.
Okay, that new manager bounce for sure.
So
drastically hurts their top 4
but
chances.
it's also a big boost for City.
Absolutely.
Psychologically, because I don't know if you saw Bernardo after the game, but he said, we knew we had to win this game. If we went to 9, we kind of all felt like it was going to be done.
Yeah.
The title race was going to be done.
Yeah.
And I think everybody felt that.
Yeah.
And
City, man, it really, I think a lot of people don't really think about how insane this City team has been over the last 5 years. It's actually insane. They won 4 in a row at one point. They've come back from trailing positions to win it, I think, twice.
Yeah.
They have been legit, man, through changes in players, changes in the squad as a whole, injuries, losing a Ballon d'Or winner in Rodri. I know They weren't great last year, but like they're still competing kind of till the end, in all honesty. I know last year was like a kind of a question mark year, but credit to them for what they've been doing despite all the setbacks. Now, obviously, it's kind of hard to say setbacks about a club that genuinely could spend $1 billion a window. But, I mean, hey, they just got Mark Gay and Semenyo in a January window. Like,
yeah, well, they spent... And the Gahey one is interesting because Palace are sort of forced to take
something.
Something.
Yeah, otherwise he leaves for free, right, in the summer?
Yeah, he leaves for free, so it makes you kind of question... I mean, I know that they wouldn't have wanted to sell Gahey and Eze at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. You gotta feel bad for Oliver Glasner.
Yeah. But at the same time, probably get another 40.
Yeah. If they had sold him earlier, yeah, for sure.
You know?
I think so. And they could have, like, rebuilt the squad with... They should have done the deal way before deadline day.
Yeah.
Like, it was very obvious he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm a very big advocate of if somebody wants to leave, let them go.
Yeah.
Like, I remember a couple weeks ago we spoke about Luis Diaz. Like, why did Liverpool let Luis Diaz leave? And then I read an article. It's like, well, they offered $75 million for a 28-year-old who also didn't want to be there. He wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
They made the right choice. It's just unfortunate for them that who they signed in a replacement didn't hit the ground running.
Exactly.
I think he'll do well for them. I don't think he'll do as well as Luis Diaz, but I think he'll do it okay.
But they didn't really replace him.
No, they signed Florian Wirtz.
They signed a 10 and 2 9s.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really
do anything
to cover that. And I still think signing Ekitike and Isak was the dumbest
I agree.
they could have done.
I absolutely agree.
Honestly. I mean, you know, it's unfortunate with the Isak injury for them.
Yeah.
But even so, it makes no sense.
I agree.
You need a center back.
Yeah.
You need probably 2 center backs, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you let Simicast go, you let Trent go,
Yep.
you let Kwanzaa go,
Yep.
and really Gomez is at his best is, you know, probably a fringe player.
Yeah.
And has been really injury prone for a while now.
It's kind of similar to us in like the sense of like the squad building just wasn't ideal.
Yeah.
Like we had a team that won a double, Champions League and La Liga double, went pretty far in the Copa del Rey, almost won a treble. And we had a beautiful 4-4-2 diamond. Great system that worked. Then we went and signed another left winger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And it's like, I look at Liverpool, I'm like, they were running like a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the most part last year. With a left winger that was very solid. I know he played a lot of 9 as well, Luis Diaz last year, and Gakpo would be off the left, but like, it was a system that worked.
Yeah.
And then you sold the guy, and you replace him with players that don't work in the system that literally just won you the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I can understand the lens of like, oh, we're building for the future. But it's like, we've all seen what works.
But I don't think they are, because they're you go splash 500 mil in the summer after you win the title. The message you're sending is we want to maintain.
Absolutely, I agree.
And honestly, if you look at our recruitment this summer, it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
We signed a couple defenders, a couple midfielders, a couple attackers.
Yeah.
You know, it's really balanced. The squad is filled out with quality.
Yeah, in every position, both starting and on the bench, is a good player.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still a couple players in the squad that I don't think are good enough for us, at least. But I could say the same thing about Liverpool.
Yeah.
I could say the same thing about City.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody's got that, but it's just, you know, do you have the strength in numbers and do you have the strength and quality to be able to chop and change, deal with injuries? Because now they're screwed. Yeah. You know, you see with a couple injuries, Isak was kind of heating up and then he gets hurt, you know, and now
they're like a Van Dijk injury away from genuinely not
like
being
mid-table,
anywhere near
mid-table.
qualifying for Champions League. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's like, do you really want to put that much pressure on your key players who have been doing it for you for so long?
Yeah,
you know,
that's a bit
after
rough.
they just deliver another title, and you know, I don't know.
This Liverpool team will definitely get overlooked for their accomplishments because of City, because of like how crazy City was. But like the last 2 years, they've made 2 Champions League finals. They've won 1. They've won a Premier League title. Well, they won 2. Yeah, they won 1 in 2020 as well. And like nobody's gonna remember that, unfortunately, for them. Like I don't got anything against Liverpool, but it's like people are always gonna look back to this last decade, 20, 30 years from now, and be like, wow, that City team won a treble. They won 4 in a row. right? Who knows? Maybe the next 5 years belong to you guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys are still up for a quad. I know you don't like when we talk about that, but it is the case. I have to put it out there.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm hoping Arsenal gets something out of it. You know, like I want them to succeed. They've been doing really well. The fan base is questionable. You're like a normal Arsenal fan, but you know, like we'll see. I want Arsenal to do well. Let's transition away from Liverpool. I know we spoke briefly about Arsenal. Let's get into your guys' neighbors. Let's get into Tottenham.
Yeah.
I feel for Thomas Frank, right?
Yeah.
And let me spit on the mic real quick because I look at Tottenham. I don't know if you saw the Ange Postecoglou interview.
I saw parts of it, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He comes out and just genuinely thrashes Tottenham.
Yeah.
And one of my really close friends is a Tottenham fan. Like, he's a very big Tottenham fan. And we talk about this all the time. And I'm like, dude, you guys are not a serious club. Like, the decisions you make, like, actually boil my blood. Like, I feel for Tottenham fans, right?
Yeah.
I don't hate Tottenham. I don't hate any club besides Barca and Atletico and Valencia. Right? But seriously, like, 65 million on Solanke. 60 million on Richarlison. Freaking God knows how much on some of these guys. And don't get me wrong, they've got some great players. But like Ange says in his interview, Tottenham doesn't have a single world-class player.
Not since Kane and Son.
Not since Kane and Son. And I 100% agree. There's nobody there. And he goes, I saw another video, I think it was by The Athletic. It's like there's a really big indication. This is just common sense. Like, it looks like common sense on paper and when you say it out loud. But it's not something people think about a lot. There's a very huge parallel between the teams that win the titles and the salaries that they give out.
Yeah.
Like, even to their world-class players, they weren't giving crazy salaries. Like, Kane wasn't making, like, what Haaland makes.
Yeah.
Son wasn't making what, like, Salah makes or whatever, right? And arguably, I know that this is going to sound a bit insane, but, like, Son and Kane are right up there in terms of, like, skill level with those two players.
Yeah.
Son beat Salah to a golden boot, I think, one season, or they tied.
Yeah.
Right? Kane put up 30 goals with a Tottenham team that finished 6th or 7th in the same season that Haaland broke the Premier League scoring record. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are right up there with these guys, but they were never rewarded salary-wise by Tottenham. And it's like, well, we're not getting paid the big bucks. We're not winning titles. We're going to leave. They get 100 million for Kane. What do they do with it? 65 million for Solanke?
Yeah.
Are we serious?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you look at what Ange was trying to build. He was trying to build a high line, high possession, tiki-taka, blah, 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 Ange ball, right? It was really entertaining to watch. It didn't always work, as we've seen. The one time he abandoned his philosophy, he won the club a title, right? They parked the bus against United in the Europa League final, blah, blah, blah. But the squad as a whole, over 2 years, was built to play possession. Then you signed a manager, who I'm not hating on him. I actually like Thomas Frank a lot. His whole philosophy was back 3 or back 5 in defense, scum out the game, be solid in defense, set piece, win the game. I'm not hating. There's nothing wrong with doing that. If that's what works, that's what works. He did really well with Brentford, right? Pushed above their weight for a few years. How do you bring in a manager whose style of play is the complete polar opposite of what the club's been doing for the last 2 years under Ange? Not back him in the transfer window, not give him the players that he wants or needs, not pay good wages, good salaries to draw in world-class players, and expect the guy to compete on all fronts. Because, like, I think he said that in the interview. Ange goes, Tottenham's looking at us, the board, and saying, we are expecting to compete on all fronts. How are you competing on all fronts when your signings were Solanke, and then Bergvall, Archie Gray, and another teenager?
Yeah.
You signed 3 teenagers and a Premier League striker who's, I don't think, ever gotten more than 15 goals. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from 15 goals in Premier League season. That's fantastic. But if you're competing on all fronts, you need a little bit more than that.
Yeah, and I see this a lot with them because obviously I keep an eye on Tottenham at being a rival, you know. I like to clown on them.
Yeah.
But I agree. I do feel for the fan base. I feel for the players even, some of them. Just because, you know, I look at the Eze deal too this summer.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you had it in the bag. Like, I'm not sure what you're waiting for.
Yeah.
You know, it was, we pulled out of it. We, you know, had some interest early in the window. A couple weeks go by, you don't hear anything about it. All of a sudden, Tottenham's in for him. and they've got the deal essentially done.
Mm-hmm.
And no, look, we're not behind the scenes. We don't know what's really going on with the
Yeah.
agents, maybe, or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what Arsenal's waiting for. Maybe just like, maybe they're waiting for Tottenham to go in to see what price range, you know.
He's coming in
Pal-
for
yeah,
bidding war, a little bit of a bidding
Yeah,
war.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you get the deal done.
absolutely.
Like, do what you have to do. And you see a lot of this penny pinching now, and like sometimes it comes out like on our side with like maybe the Gyökeres deal. I don't know if you remember, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
And we're, you know, they're haggling over a couple million here, a couple million there, you know,
Yeah.
the add-ons and things like that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, once you get it done and he comes in, it looks like shrewd business.
Yeah.
But even in that situation, the guy missed the preseason. He's not training. He's not fit. And then he starts game one against United, and
Yeah.
everybody's saying, well, he looks miles off it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Of
well,
course he is. He hasn't trained.
what do you expect? You know, he's been in limbo waiting for the call to come. For
Same
him to
thing
go
with
to London.
Isak.
Yeah,
Same exact thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So, but back to Tottenham, it's like, you know, if you really want this player, if you're really serious, I mean, Eze would have been a huge signing for them.
Yeah.
You know, and he would have been a focal point and creative player that they needed.
Yeah, and then he dunked on them with a hat trick.
Yeah, and you know, they bring in Xavi Simons, and like, don't get me wrong, he's a good player. I still think he's a good player,
Yeah.
even from what we've seen. But it's like, what do you really expect him to do?
He's really struggled. I
You
won't
know,
lie.
well-
I'm sure he'll pick up form at some point, but he has really struggled.
I mean, he's got nothing around him.
Yeah.
To play off.
Doesn't
of,
help him, yeah, for sure.
You know, and he's not a generational talent
No.
that we maybe thought he was going to be.
And like, I don't even know how to profile him. Is he a 10? Is he a winger? I don't really see him
Yeah.
as a winger.
I
But
mean,
that's where they've primarily been playing him, and I'm just like, that doesn't look like the right spot for him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
Similar to like the Florian Wirtz situation, can he handle the physicality of going up against the fullback,
yeah.
like in the Prem? It doesn't look like it. He doesn't
Yeah.
have the pace for it, the strength. No, he did.
A lot of mid to lower tier, you know, Prem teams have really strong outside backs.
Yeah,
You know, and even just defenses in general.
yeah.
Think about Forest with Murillo and I mean Anderson
Athletic
in the midfield.
specimen, dude.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean Donovan Mitchell at Palace, Saka always struggles against
yeah,
him.
yeah.
You know, it's like these guys are athletic, they're pacey, they're not always the best on the ball, but they're good defenders.
Mhm.
And
It's like that Michael Owen quote. It's like nowadays in the Premier League, you can make a good living just being able to pass the ball from point A to point B and run.
yeah, yep.
And he's not wrong. Like, that's what you need really out of a fullback these days. I know we have the whole inverted fullback business going on, but
yeah.
like these mid-table, lower-end clubs, they're not looking for that. Like you were saying, they're
Yeah.
just trying to get a draw, trying to get a result, trying to
Yeah.
get a win at home and maybe a draw away from home. And they're just going to put some big bodies to stop these talented Mavericks or Wizards on the ball. It's just like,
Yeah.
Xavi Simons is not going to beat these guys. I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
He's not.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, you can see it from top to bottom with them over the last, almost throughout their history.
Yeah.
Aside from that one year they made the Champions League final, and I think
Yeah.
they maybe finished second in the league that year.
Yeah. No, I think they finished second when Leicester won it.
No, we finished second when Leicester won it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
But somewhere in there, you know, they've been pretty consistently top 6, top 4
Good.
for 10 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, but they have, aside from that one year, you really don't see. I mean, it looks a lot like us under Wenger in the later years, where
Yeah.
it's like top 4 is fine. We're not really pushing. We're making profits in the summer. We have
Yeah.
good players here and there,
Yeah.
but nobody who's really going to drag us over the line. No real foundation of the squad where we know we have these 11 guys we can depend on. We have another 6 or 7 that are going to come in and make a difference on a regular
Yeah.
basis and start some games. But you just look at their squad right now, and it's like, I know they have a lot of injuries, but even so, it just looks
It's
bone
weak.
dry.
It's weak.
You know,
Like, you can't tell me you're a serious club when your captain is Christian Romero.
yeah, the guy's a clown.
He's an idiot.
Yeah,
No offense, but you're an idiot. He's
No.
gotten the most sending offs in the Premier League since he's joined the
yeah,
Premier League.
yeah,
It's like, dude, maybe just stop putting your studs through people's knees. Like, is it really that hard?
yeah, yeah.
Is it? He thinks it's the World Cup. That's why he thinks
Yeah.
he can get away with it. You know,
Yeah.
Argentina, blah blah blah. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm looking at this back line. Like, let's Dragusin. He's a decent player off the bench. He's not going to start at a world class club or a team that's trying to win a title, right? Danzo's been okay for them. Udogi, I think, is actually a solid fullback. Romero, if he's not putting his studs through somebody's eye socket, is probably a decent center back. I think Pedro Porro's a decent right back. Jed Spence is okay. Ben Davies can put in a shift off the bench. Van de Ven will probably be a very good center back over the next few years. I think Polina is decent. But then I look at the rest of their team. Xavi Simons has not hit the ground running. Bissouma, inconsistent, and kind of has what's the word I'm looking for? He does a lot of silly stuff out.
A little bit rash.
He's a little rash,
Yeah.
right? James Madison has been injured for what feels like 2 years.
But also inconsistent.
And also inconsistent. Archie Gray is 19. What are we expecting from him? Vergval is 20. What are we expecting from him? Kulusevski, I think, is a good player. Has been injured for ages.
Yeah.
They just picked up Conor Gallagher. Decent-ish player.
Not gonna get them what they
None
need.
of
Of these players are gonna take you to the next
No
level.
way. Pap Sarr, I actually think, is solid. I think
Yeah.
he's probably their best midfielder. Bentancur, inconsistent, always injured. Richarlison, I don't even want to get into. Matthias Tell, not great. Dominic Solanke, I think he had 8 goals in the Prem last year. 65 million for
I think
8 goals.
he had like 19. Well, no, I think when they signed him, it was after he put up like 19 in the league for Bournemouth. I think.
But for them, I think he got 8 or 9, which is like...
Yeah.
I'll cut him some slack. Maybe he needed a season to adjust. I don't know. But then Kudus, okay player. Odebear, I don't know much about, but he just tore his ACL, unfortunately. Hope things go well for him. And Kolo Muani, who didn't do well at PSG, didn't do well at Juve, and choked that last shot against Argentina in the World Cup final. So I will always hate him. So, yeah, I mean, is this a squad that's going to... This does not even look like a squad that gets top 4.
No. It
Like,
doesn't.
they are... I think 16 is a bit below their standard. Like, this, when I look at the squad, I'm like, this is a team that finishes 12th, 11th.
Yeah.
They're like drastically underperforming even still.
Yeah, and then that's where the other, I mean, when you, I think that psychologically that mentality trickles down from the top
100%.
in terms of the board.
Yeah.
Because it affects the manager and it affects the decisions that he's making. And, I feel, like you said, feel for Thomas Frank because he's very limited resources. And, you get that. I'm sure that there's this air or this sense around the club where it's just like, man, kind of like, what?
It's just mediocrity.
Yeah,
it's just mediocrity. They're okay with the standard being where it is.
The fact that Thomas Frank made it to the point that he made it to this season. I mean, you finished 17th last year. Granted, you won, a
Europa League,
but I mean, Bodo Glimt's in the semifinal of that thing.
Yeah.
And you're going up against United, who are also 15th. Like,
yeah.
Please give me a break on this. Like,
yeah.
Okay, whatever, man. It's just like, you finished 17th, you signed a new manager, you sacked the old one who just won you your first trophy, and then you start from square one.
Don't forget they sacked Mourinho before a cup final.
Yeah, that's true. But also, you're starting from square one again. What was the goal this season for them? I mean, granted, they've done pretty well somehow, like miraculously in the Champions League.
Yeah.
But do you see them winning it? Do you see them going very far?
No.
Not really.
No.
I mean, they're gonna have to beat somebody they're gonna have to beat a couple teams, good teams, possibly champions in their country.
Yeah.
Over 2 legs.
Yeah. Which
I see them being able to do it.
No.
Just you just put your hands up and you wonder like what's the goal? What are you doing? What's the ambition? And it's pretty clear that it's not there.
What do you think is the next step for them? Who do they bring in? What does something at the board level need to change? Does the ownership need to change?
Yeah, well, they did. I think Daniel Levy left.
He did
earlier this season, or maybe in the summer. I don't know enough to say, that alone should change things because obviously things are not different right now for them. They're still going through these kind of growing pains. It's really hard to say, man. You almost have to get a little lucky, I think, because I feel like so much has to go right for a manager to really fit.
Yeah.
And you need to give him time. You need to back him in the market.
Give good players, good salaries.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you need to set them up for success, which I feel like hasn't been happening.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they've had a shitstorm of injuries, so part of that's not on. That's just
any manager
on anybody really, aside from maybe the medical staff.
Yeah.
But they've been really unlucky with injuries. But even so, I mean, we've had a lot of injuries too, and we've coped. Yeah. Because of the strength in the squad.
Good squad building. Yeah. Good running of the club at the board level. So yeah, I mean, honestly, just Tottenham fans, please don't get offended, but it just looks like a circus.
It does.
It really just looks like a circus. Like, I'm not even trying to say it to flame anybody. It's just like, I want to see this club do well. They have one of the best stadiums in the world. They've got some of the best training grounds in the world. They've had world-class players play for this club. What is it going to take to get to that next level? Like, I think it's ridiculous that they can They're one of the most profitable teams in the world.
Yeah.
Like, in all of sports.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how are you not winning silverware on a consistent basis? Like, reinvest that money into the team. I don't know where this money goes. Like, I cannot fathom what they're doing with all this money.
Could you imagine? Think about like you just said, the facilities, the stadium, the profitability of the squad. Can you imagine if they get relegated?
That would be insane.
With a
billion-dollar stadium
and
playing in the championship. Like, that'd be mental.
I mean, it's... I don't know. It's really hard to say because I'll say it's really tough right now for everybody manager-wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody is really, aside from like company at Bayern,
yep.
Flick at Barca, arguably Arteta at Arsenal, and obviously Pep, like, there's really nobody who stands out, and there's really nobody you see moving club to club, continuous success, transferring their idea from one place to another and having it work out. And I really think it's interesting too how we see this it's just a melting pot of managers go between 8th and the bottom of the table,
they're
mix
switching
and
spots.
match.
Yeah.
Nuno has been at Wolves now, Forest now,
Tottenham.
West Ham now, Tottenham now, and none of them have been brought really any success from that.
Except Nottingham.
Yeah, Forest was doing all right for a while, but that fell through because
he got sacked because he had beef with the owner.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But that's the kind of thing. It's just like, what are you guys? What is everybody doing here? Nobody's giving anybody any time.
Yeah.
To.
Then they bought in Ange, who.
Yeah.
It's like the similar thing of like, Tottenham went from Ange ball, super high line, offensive, like possession, to a complete opposite manager in Thomas Frank. And then Nottingham did the opposite. They had a super defensive, direct, long ball, win the flick manager in Nuno, and then went and signed a complete polar opposite manager and expected him to do well. It's like, you guys just got 6th playing this way, and now you're signing a manager to get them to do the complete opposite of what they were doing.
Yeah. I think it's really hard to make a step up in any league, but especially in the Premier League, there's such a huge gap in style between the top 3 or 4 teams and everybody else. There's a few exceptions with maybe Emery. Yeah. Managers like that.
Fulham as well.
Marco Silva. But everybody else though is kind of, how do you, like with Thomas Frank, how do you take a system that's worked for Brentford in the mid-table that keeps them up? You can't use a system that keeps a team up cannot be then transferred for a team pushing for top 4.
Absolutely.
Pushing
and
for
it's
trophy.
The system that worked to keep Brentford up worked because they had the personnel for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Tottenham,
the team is designed to do this. Low block, long ball,
set piece,
in behind, transition.
Tottenham doesn't have, like, you look at their midfield, they're not winning aerial duels with Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall in the middle, dudes that haven't even fully hit puberty. Their frontal cortex is not fully developed, and you're expecting them to win a ball out of the air against Traore?
Yeah.
Like, are we serious?
Yeah.
But they're technical players. They're fairly okay on the ball. Like, if we're gonna try something with this personnel, it's gotta be move the ball on the ground, make it a little bit tidy, try to find your creative players in wide areas. But then again, also, I know we talked about it earlier, the injuries.
Yeah.
Right? I'm completely with you on this. It doesn't make sense to me. This is why Thomas Frank should have never been bought in the first place. I think he's a great manager, don't get me wrong. But it's like, with the players you have, seeing the style of play that he plays, was this really the right appointment? And I'm like, when they first signed him, I'm like, this guy's awesome on paper. You look at his resume, you're like, okay, he took a club that hasn't been in the Premier League for 20 years and got them promoted.
Yeah.
But it's not going to suit Tottenham right now.
Yeah.
Right?
It was. You saw it. It was the same thing with Graham Potter going to Chelsea.
I agree.
They had a nice system going at Brighton, but the way that Brighton was ran was, even that they took this whole staff from Brighton, put it into the Chelsea's system.
Did know.
And you've basically been doing what they do, but maybe slightly better in terms of results because they're back in the Champions League now.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be top 4.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, for Brighton at that time, a couple of years ago, 3 years ago,
Yeah.
You've made it back to the Prem. You're doing pretty well. Recruitment's really high. You're selling players for profits, for huge profits, and reinvesting well. You're keeping yourself in, you're making money for the club. You're profitable. You're keeping yourself in the league. You're competing into Europe here and there.
Yeah.
In the Europa League, things like that. But that doesn't fit Chelsea.
No.
You can't then just rip that out, copy and paste it,
Yeah,
and
no.
expect it to work for one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Absolutely not.
It doesn't make sense.
Team that just won a Champions League recently. It's like, no disrespect to Graham Potter, but it's like he did really good when he was at Brighton. It's like, that's who we're bringing in to replace Thomas Tuchel, who just won you a Champions League.
Yeah,
Seriously?
I mean, think about. Okay, Arteta's kind of an anomaly in that it's his first job.
Yeah.
But even so, to be fair, he hasn't really. At the end of the day, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
He hasn't won anything.
Yeah.
So you can't even say, yeah, he's brought us to a better place and improved the energy and whatever.
I mean, you could still say that, because I'm an outsider looking in. It's like, I remember Arsenal when we were teenagers. Like, they wouldn't even get Champions League.
Yeah.
So he's definitely brought a huge improvement.
He has brought a huge improvement, but what I'm saying is, like, Luis Enrique, he moves from the biggest clubs to the biggest clubs and has success.
Yeah.
Because boards trust him.
Yep.
Players trust him.
Yep.
And he's a solid manager.
Yeah.
One of the best in the world.
Yeah.
City are picking up Pep from Bayern.
Yeah.
Bayern picking him up from Barca.
Yeah.
That, if you want to be Bayern, if you want to be Barca, if you want to be City, what they've been, that's what you need.
Yeah.
Even Chelsea with Tuchel, it wasn't always perfect, but he won you Champions League.
Yeah.
Like, he has the quality to do that.
Yeah.
I think he came from Dortmund before Chelsea?
PSG.
Or PSG, maybe, yeah.
Because he got them to the Champions League final against Bayern.
Yeah.
And they lost 1-0.
Right. Yeah.
Kingsley Coman scored. We watched that at Smain.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. But and even Liverpool with Klopp, coming from Dortmund, it's one of the biggest clubs in the world. They had success. I think he was there when they won in 2012.
He was. He got them to Champions League final as well.
Yeah,
and they lost to Bayern.
So, like, those appointments make sense.
Yeah.
Liverpool at that time are saying that they're telling us that they want to take a step up.
Yeah.
And they did for 10 years.
Yeah.
Bringing in that manager.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like, what do you expect?
Yeah, it's like you can't bring in a Graham Potter or a Thomas Frank for this kind of job. You just can't. You just can't.
It doesn't make sense.
It goes back to the Ange Postecoglou comments where he's like, well, Tottenham isn't a serious club because they don't give out the best wages to the best players. Like, that's why they can't attract world-class players. I 100% agree, but also in the sense of managers. Like, if I'm Tottenham, I'm genuinely offering, like, someone of the Pep caliber. I'm like, come in, we'll give you 25 mil a year.
Emery.
Right? Even Emery's proved himself. I don't care what anyone says.
No, he's outside of that bracket of that, like, mix and match.
Yeah.
He is a world-class
He's
manager.
100. He took Villarreal to a Champions League semifinal and was in the lead for like 40% of it, and could have gone through to the final with Villarreal. The capacity of their stadium is 26,000. And you're telling me this guy ain't world class? I know you're not telling me, but like there are people that don't rate him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm like, you have zero ball knowledge if you're not rating this dude. And no disrespect to the English. I love my English homies. I saw a statistic. It's like, why have English managers not been succeeding as much and Spanish managers are? It was a whole article about what you have to go through to get licensing and badges in coaching in England, and it's like 150 times harder than it is in Spain. Yeah. It's so much more accessible in Spain, and they're putting more effort into it, and that's why every week they're just spawning a new Spanish manager that's like cooking. Yeah. Arteta's cooking. Xabi Alonso is cooking. Maybe not with us, but honestly, I still don't think that was his fault.
Yeah, no, it's not.
He killed it with Leverkusen. Xavi did pretty well at Barca for a little bit. He was really stubborn and stuck in his ways, and that's ultimately what led to his downfall. And Hansi Flick's doing a little bit of the same. I'll get back into that in just a little. But it's like these Spanish managers are cooking everywhere, right? And like, if you ask me English manager that's cooking, I could tell you one, and it's kind of hard to even say cooking, but he's done well. And I think of Eddie Howe. He's done all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not near the caliber of the other.
No shot.
Yeah.
No shot. I can't think of a single other English manager who's like just killing it on top of the game. I seriously can't. Hold on. No, I seriously, can you?
No.
Right, and that's no disrespect to the English, right? I'm just saying, like, if Tottenham wants to be one of these serious contenders, you got to go and get a Unai Emery.
Yeah.
Or someone of a higher caliber, not anything less than Unai Emery, but it's like you're not going to convince Mikel Arteta to leave Arsenal to come coach Tottenham. You're not going to convince Pep to leave City, where he's been for a decade, to come coach Tottenham. You just got to find someone, whoever it is. I don't know. That's why I'm not working for the Tottenham board.
Well, they don't know either.
Right? They clearly don't know either, but find someone and just give them everything. Be like, here's 30 mil a year. Here's a Bugatti. Here's the keys to London. Whatever. Just get them in, and then you can consider yourself a serious club. But they just want to make profits.
Yeah.
They just want to make profits, and until that changes, I don't think they will ever be a serious club. Chelsea went reverse. Chelsea was competing on all fronts at some point. Then the blue group came in, or whatever they're called, and now they're like, okay, we just want to make a profit.
It's the same thing. It's just they're more willing to outlay the funds.
Yeah,
for these
absolutely.
players.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing I don't understand with Tottenham is like they're not even making, aside from Kane, you're not making any profits on anybody going out.
No.
You know,
They're selling them when they're like past their peak or injured or have not built up a great reputation.
What are you gonna make on Madison next year?
If you want to sell Christian Romero now, even he hasn't been great, and he's shown that he's not disciplined.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. If you're gonna have to sell outside of England, and you're getting 10 less. Yeah, at least.
Absolutely.
From international clubs.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Let's get into a little bit of United. The United Strand. I am so sorry, my friend. But also, I'm not sorry because this is just more social media exposure for you and probably more money. So, it's a good thing that United didn't win 5 games in a row. But what baffles me is they beat Arsenal. They beat... Who else they beat in that time?
City,
Tottenham, right? They've been cooking. They went crazy. And you draw to West Ham, bro! I think I've said it before that United is the team that I like in the Premier, right? I want to see United do it. Like, if I'm picking any team to win the Premier League title, I'd pick United, right? Nowadays, I can't justify it because of what Arsenal's been doing, what City's done over the last few years, what Liverpool's done over the last few years. I'm mostly a neutral. But if it were up to me, I'd want United to win and succeed. I'm not delusional enough to think that that's the case. They're not going to win anything over the next 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, unless something big changes. But it's like, how are you drawing West Ham? The poor guy just wants a haircut. He just wants to go to the barber, get a trim, get a nice little taper, and he can't do it because you guys drew West Ham, bro.
I watched a bit of the game. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I watched a bit of that game, and I saw what I sort of thought was coming eventually. I think that string of 4 results is a little bit of a freak.
Okay, it's the new manager bounce.
But even the win against us, it's a gift and 2 freak goals.
Yeah.
And we did not come out to play.
Yeah.
The result against City, that's the first one under Carrick.
Yeah.
They came out clearly, set up, probably excited to just be free and play.
Yeah.
And they go and batter City, but even City, not in a great place right now.
Yeah.
They lost to Chelsea in the last minute recently.
Yeah.
They drew to Brighton at home.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah. Tottenham as well isn't in the greatest
Tottenham
spot.
is in a horrible
as we just
position.
talked about.
So actually, if you deep it, the run isn't as impressive as it looks.
Yeah.
Not to take away from them because it's still the 2 best teams in the country that they're beating.
Yeah.
And they've clawed their way back up, into a good position in the league.
Yeah.
But if you really look at it, it's not as the West Ham draw makes a little more sense, basically.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Because I watched that game. I watched probably half of it, and I didn't see anything convincing from United.
Yeah. No.
There was.
I looked a bit clueless.
A little bit, but they just didn't. It almost looked like, okay, well, we're not playing Tottenham this week, who we haven't beaten in forever. We're not playing Arsenal this week. It almost felt like they got a little bit complacent after only 4 games.
Yeah,
it's like where you've been in the last year and a half.
It's a culture thing, man.
It's a mentality thing. Yeah. It's a culture thing. It's like, do you think 4 wins on the bounce
is enough? for a club
to
of their
pull you out
stature.
of a loss to Grimsby in the first round of the League
Ridiculous.
Cup.
Their goalie coming out.
You lost to Tottenham in a European final.
Yeah,
You
I know.
lost to Tottenham in 17th place in a European
I know,
final.
it's nuts.
You win 4 games in a row off a bleeding City squad, a freak Arsenal win,
Yeah,
and a terrible
Tottenham.
Tottenham squad who's
Absolutely.
injury ridden.
Absolutely.
I don't remember who the 4th win was in there last week. I don't
can't
know.
either.
But and you're telling, and you know, Nick came in with. I'm going to call him out. He's not here.
Do it.
I'm going to call him out. He came in hot last week.
Yeah, it was Fulham that they beat, and barely. They won in the
barely
last
beat Fulham
minutes.
in the last minute. And you're going to come in hot and talk to me about, oh, we're back. We're doing this and that. It's like, dude, there's still 12 games of the season.
Yeah.
I have not been over here since we started doing this.
Yeah.
Saying we're
winning the quad.
We're winning the quad.
We're winning the quad.
We're 6 points ahead. We're winning the league. It's done in January.
Yeah.
Because there's 12 games left. I know things can happen.
Yeah.
I know what I'm watching with my eyes.
Absolutely.
And I know that it's not going to just magically flip like a switch.
Yeah, no.
Because if it was going to do that, it would have done that when we beat Bayern 3-1.
Yeah.
When we beat Atletico 4-0.
Yeah.
When we beat Spurs 4-0, 4-1.
Yeah.
Like, we've had these moments through the season. I'm watching us pick up form. We went 8 games without conceding a goal
Yeah, it's
earlier in the season.
crazy.
And we're only 4 points ahead of a City team that are supposed to be in disarray and
Yeah, I know. It's
rebuilding.
nuts, dude.
It's like, dude, please. Nick, when you watch this, calma, brother.
Calma,
brother. Because there's so much left of the season, and granted, they only have 1 game a week, so they can probably cope with it better than most teams can.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, if you lose Mbuemo for a month,
Oh yeah, they're cooked. Or Cunha,
or
Ahmad,
or
yeah.
Ahmad, you're cooked. Casemiro, you're cooked,
Yeah.
dude. Bruno. So, look, just...
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, the result honestly doesn't shock me. I didn't think that they were back. It's going to take a lot more
To be back.
Because look, it's all good and well, you know, having this nice little run of 4 games.
Yeah.
But what's the next step? Do you keep Carrick? Who do you bring in?
Yeah.
You bring somebody. We were just talking about
Yeah.
it. Who do you bring in? Are you going to bring somebody in?
Nick wanted Luis Enrique. It's like, can you
Never.
really convince him to come in?
You know,
I don't
you
think
can't.
so.
You can't.
Because I'm sure these world-class managers look at the Uniteds and the Tottenhams and they're like, I don't want to go.
Not with the 10-foot pole.
No matter how much money they offer me, because it's only going to harm their reputation.
Yeah.
Honestly, because
Yeah.
they just see how much of a circus and a mess these clubs are.
What if you don't make Champions League?
Right? You're just like,
Immediately, it's done. You cannot get that kind of coach.
I know.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like in the short term, yeah, this looks really good, but if you really put it under a microscope,
it's not as impressive.
It's
as
not
it
that
looks.
impressive.
Yeah.
And then if you look to the future, what's next?
Yeah. Who knows, man? I still wonder what goes on in the board's head
What's
at
next?
United.
You still have that board.
Yeah.
Nick has said it himself. With them, you're not going to do anything serious.
Yeah, he keeps saying Glazer's out.
Yeah,
Glazer's out.
Well, it's like, dude, okay, you can be happy with your 4 wins and a draw. That's good form. But it's 5 games out of the season. It's
Out of
a 38 game
season.
season.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, what are you going to do next season? Who are you going to bring in as a coach? Who are you going to bring in? What system? You know, Amarim's gone.
Yeah.
All Carrick is doing is stopping the bleed.
Yeah.
So you might finish top 4, but are you going to keep him next season? Is he good enough if you keep him long term?
Yeah, who knows?
What is he going to implement? Who are you going to bring in? If not, who's going to be able to take the players that you have and do something with it? I mean, there's good players in that team,
Yeah.
but Bruno's aging. I mean, Mainu has been.
He's been all right. To be
He's
fair.
been all right, but he's also missed so much
Yes,
football.
yes. I think he'll turn it up over the last few weeks.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you still. I mean, I don't know what the financial situation is, but I'd be shocked if they just went and blew a bunch of money on transfers this summer. You're still going to be pretty limited, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
So
They got to sell a lot.
they're going to have to sell a lot. You still have Rashford on the books.
Yeah. And
You know,
Sancho.
And Sancho, like, this is not, these issues are not fixed.
No.
It just looks better for 5
They're
weeks.
just sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah, it's like these wins are just covering it all up, painting over the cracks. But
Yeah.
I still think there's big concerns. There's a lot of work to do, man.
If you're a United fan, let us know what you think. In detail, please, what United needs to do moving forward. Because, like, obviously I'm a Madrid fan primarily. He's Arsenal. Nick's not here today. Let us know what you guys think. But I'm going to transition quick into Real Madrid, La Liga, Barca, Atletico, and we'll wrap up with Arsenal.
I'm ready for that.
Because I'm ready for you to spit. I'm going to keep mine very short and sweet because I really want to hear what you have to say about Arsenal Brentford. Real Madrid played Valencia at Valencia last weekend, which we have not kept a clean sheet at in 13 years. Yeah. This is a Valencia team that I want you to keep in mind has been near the relegation zone for the last 3 or 4 years. They somehow always survive and stay up. I am praying. If you're a Valencia fan, I don't care. I'm praying you go down. I am praying you go down. I think they're a club with zero class. We've seen what they've done with, like, the racism and the bullying and, like, the whole game they were chanting, like, to Mbappe, like, you're a son of a, you know what I'm saying? Like, zero class. Valencia has no class whatsoever. And everyone knows how I feel about Mbappe and Vinny. But that doesn't mean I want one to be told, hey, son of a, you know what, and then racist comments. I don't think anyone deserves that. I think that's ridiculous. I want to see Valencia go down. But we managed to get a 2-0 win in the most boring fashion imaginable. I didn't even get to see the game. I only watched the highlights. Yeah. I had work. And from what I heard, I watched Faisal, I watched End the Stream Dave, I watched Managing Madrid, and they were just saying it was an absolute snooze fest, right? Yes, we're still a point behind Barca. I understand. We will not win this title. We will not win this title, no matter what anyone says. We do not have the capabilities to win this title. We are one low block away from dropping points, which is what the majority of this delusional fan base. I am a Madrid fan through and through. Look at this damn room. I'm telling you, I'm not delusional, though. We do not have the ability to win this title. We will probably get knocked out by Benfica. Like, I'm not even saying that just for views or engagement. I genuinely believe it. I don't think we have the personality or the ability to compete. Frankly, I just don't think we do. We don't have the solutions to every problem that a manager would face in a tactical sense. And I've been saying this for years, since Mbappe joined. To be the best in the world, to be the Madrid team that won a three-peat, you need the players and the squad and the tactical idea to beat any form of system. Any type, a low block, a counter-attacking team, a high possession team, a high pressing team. You need the squad to be able to beat any one of those systems. We don't have that. Barca does. The only thing, and I'll get into this in a little bit, the only thing that's holding Barca back is their stubbornness to change it up when it needs to be changed up. This marriage to this high line is what is going to get them killed. It's what got them killed against Inter. It's what got them thrashed 4-0 against Atletico, but obviously they pay the referee, so the second leg Barca's winning 5-0. It's no big deal. We saw what they did against PSG. We saw what they did against Arsenal. We saw what they did against Chelsea. They always find a way to rob. I know I'm biased because I'm a Real Madrid fan, but you guys have eyes and internet access. You go watch the games on YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But Real Madrid will not win this title. I'm going to keep that part short and sweet. I'm going to jump into the Atletico versus Barca game in the semifinals of the Copa del Rey. 4-0 before halftime. Now, I know Atletico beat us 5-2. I'm not saying we're better than Barca. I know we're worse than Barca. I'm not saying this from a place of superiority. I'm just saying it from a place of joy because I want to see Barca lose, right? The high line is going to get this team killed. I rate Hansi Flick extremely high. His stubbornness to not change the system when it needs to be changed is what is going to be the downfall of Barca. Yes, they won a domestic treble last year. They could have won the Champions League.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to change it up against a team that literally thrives against the way Barca plays. Like, everyone knows Inter is waiting, they're licking their lips at the chance to play against a team like that.
Yeah.
Right? And they didn't change it still. They went up, and in the last few minutes, they could have just parked the bus. They refused. Lamine Yamal's trying hocus-pocus skill moves, loses the ball, they get hit on the counter, and Inter gets something out of the game. And until Hansi Flick, who I rate extremely high and I have a lot of respect for, maybe a little bit less now after his Ask Real Madrid comments. I don't know if you saw that. But they were asking him, like, what do you think about people making fun of how easy Barca's run to the semifinals of the Copa del Rey is? Because they've been playing a lot of third and fourth division teams. He's like, oh, ask Real Madrid, because we got knocked out by a bunch of plumbers. Yeah. By a third division team that could potentially be getting relegated to the fourth. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like, dude, this is why Barca will forever be smaller than us. I'm not even saying that to, like, piss Barca fans off, but genuinely, like, if you have common sense and a brain, even 1/4 of a brain, Barca is such a small club in terms of mentality. Like, we live in their heads rent free all the time. They can't go one interview without bringing up Real Madrid. Even if it has nothing to do with Real Madrid. Joan Laporta, every single interview, somehow finds a way to bring us up. I don't know how much you see this, but truthfully, there isn't an interview that we don't get brought up by them. It's not even the interviews asking, hey, what do you think about Real Madrid? It's just genuine, hey, so we heard that Frankie de Jong has a hamstring injury. Oh, well, Real Madrid shit. That's literally what their interviews are like. I'm like, okay, cool. So we're living in their heads rent-free. Will they? I still think they're going to win the Liga because they're the best team in the country by far. I don't see them winning the Champions League, I'll be honest. Pedri's out for a number of weeks. Rafinha's out, which has a huge part to play in why they lost so drastically to Atletico Madrid. I will give them that. But it's also just I'm watching the goals that Atletico are scoring. I don't know how much of it you saw or if you saw the highlights. It's the same goal 3 times, copy-paste. Yeah. Because it's just playing behind Balde on the right wing and make a chance out of it. And they could have scored more than 4. They missed some pretty big chances. And I'm just bro, just get your team back and you have to try to hit them on the counter. You're playing at the Wanda. You're playing at Atletico's house. And they're doing exactly what it takes to beat you guys. I don't know how...
They have the players to play that sort of expansive counter-attacking game, too. You have the pace. You have the finish.
They have the squad to do everything, which is why I think they'll win La Liga. But this stubbornness of theirs, the only team that's really going to be able to hurt them was Atletico. Yeah. I don't even know if they play Atletico Madrid again in La Liga. So, we're not going to see them suffer like this at the hands of, Getafe. Yeah. We're not going to see them suffer like this at the hands of Girona, right? But Atletico, for sure. And they do play them again in La Liga. So they could actually drop points. That's the only, I'm looking at their whole schedule here. The only game I see them dropping points, there's 2. Rayo Vallecano, who's extremely difficult to play against, despite not being that great. They are a giant slayer. Yeah. They're like the old Brentford. Anytime they play a Big 6 team, Brentford would get points. Vallecano does the same thing. We haven't beaten Vallecano in a very long time. I know we did, I think we did recently, right? My memory's scrambled. Yeah, we beat them recently 2-1, but it's before that, it's been years. So if Barca doesn't want to win anything, outside of the country, they don't want to win the Champions League. If they want to win the Champions League, they seriously need to just abandon this high line all the time. This is why, and I've been saying this for the last decade, they don't do as well in Europe because everyone's coming out to play in Europe. Yeah. And they can't cope with it as much as they can in La Liga because everyone just sits back. But they have the solutions to a low block, which Real Madrid doesn't, which is why Real Madrid has struggled in La Liga over the last few years. So I don't know, man. Hansi Flick can do what he wants. If Barca's going to win a Champions League, they seriously need to look at a change of system in some games. It's obviously worked for them for the majority of the season or the majority of the last 2 years in La Liga. There are some games you just got to... Ange never abandoned his ways in the Prem. Finished in 17th. He abandoned his ways in the Europa League final, and he won their first piece of silverware in 14 years. So that's all I'm going to talk on. The last thing I want to mention is this whole Vinny and Mbappe dinner, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this on my Madrid page, but I'll bring it up briefly here. The 2 laziest bastards in the team inviting the whole squad out to a dinner and paying for it to be guys, we got to try a little bit harder to wrap up the season. How about you run more than 2 miles a game? Honestly, I don't know the full details, so I won't go on too much of a tangent, but it's genuinely ridiculous to me that the 2 guys with the worst leadership and the worst work rate and work ethic in the team are inviting the whole squad of injured players because they're running 9,000 kilometers a game, tearing their hamstrings to make up for their lack of defensive effort. And don't tell me Mbappe and Vinny should not have to defend. Don't tell me that. You're an idiot if you truly believe that because we're second and we're about to get knocked out of the Champions League. So don't tell me that they don't got to run. Right? I don't care how level superstars they are. What is Mbappe? Has Mbappe won a Champions League? He's 27. Has he won a Champions League? No, he has not. He's done nothing. He won a World Cup. Whoop-de-doo. I don't care. That was 9 years ago, 8 years ago. Stop bringing it up. Until he does something with us, he doesn't have the right to sit there and be I'm not defending, in my eyes. Yeah. But that's all I'll talk on for Madrid. We've got about 15 minutes. Let's go crazy on this whole Arsenal-Brentford to wrap up the closing weeks of the season.
I have a couple players that I want to single out. Okay. That I'm
Cook, man. I'm gonna put this here and I'm listening. Let's hear it.
I'm fuming with a couple guys in the squad right now.
Okay.
I'll start with the result. It's a 1-1 at Brentford. Look, if you take that game in isolation, it's with their form right now, with the fact that we were missing Saka, at least from the start. He's been out for a while. Odegaard from the start. Saliba, I think, was sick, so he didn't play at all. He didn't even travel, or wasn't in the squad.
Yeah.
You could say, like, look, they're in good form. It's at their ground.
They've been a giant killer over the last few years.
They've done well against big teams. They score off a long throw in from Coyote, and it's flicked, and that can happen sometimes. Okay. If you watched the game,
I watched some of it. I couldn't see the goals.
It was limp, weak, uninspired, lazy, complacent.
Kind of looks how it looked against United.
Yes. And we've seen it. It was same thing against Liverpool, same thing against Forest. There is no reason for us to be playing this way. There's not one possible explanation for this just absolute lack of balls.
Yeah.
It is driving me up a goddamn wall.
Yeah.
With Saka out, we start with Madueke, Trossard, and Gyökeres up front.
Yeah.
Eze at the 10, Rice and Zubimendi.
Damn, that's such a good team.
Timber, Mosquera, Gabriel, and Hincapié with Ryan in goal. Okay, that team is good enough to beat Brentford 3-4-0
100%.
at home.
100%.
That team's good enough to beat any team in this league.
Yeah.
Most teams in Europe.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that that it's okay for us to drop points in this game.
Yeah.
When City just put up an inspired comeback against Liverpool
At Anfield.
and then absolutely beat the stuffing out of Fulham.
Yeah.
They had no chance in that game.
Yeah.
They're starting to heat up. We have no excuse to be dropping points in this game.
It's almost like, this might be an over-exaggeration, Arsenal's having a slight dip in form, and City's having a slight spike in form.
Yes.
It's like the most inconvenient time.
But it's not, it doesn't feel like a slight dip because we've had, our form actually looks a lot like City's did before the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
We have not been able to put a run of games together, a run of wins together in the Premier League since the first half of the season.
Yeah.
We had a spell where we drew away to Sunderland. We drew to 10-man Chelsea at the Bridge.
Yeah, I watched that whole game.
I mean, and then we draw with Forest away, unforgivable. We draw with Liverpool at home, which everybody was telling me we were going to smoke them.
No, it's never easy.
I mean,
this is the same thing as like Nick saying, like, just go out there and torch City. Like, it doesn't work that
I know that, but what should be a given is that you go out and at least try to torch them.
Yeah.
We're not trying to beat
against
teams.
the Brentford and stuff. Absolutely, yeah.
You should be
walking Nottingham.
Yeah, walking onto the pitch saying we're
winning this game 5-0.
We're winning this game 5-0.
Absolutely.
You're not guaranteed to do that.
So
but
reserved.
Yes, the mentality. It's like you can't be okay. The league has proven this season that you can't do what Chelsea did.
Yeah, no.
In 2005.
There's no way.
You can't.
It's impossible.
We were talking about the goal record halfway through the season, which we were technically on pace for, but if that's the thing, we would have to have been as good as Chelsea and be breaking that record to be where we should be right now, which is 15 points clear of City.
Yeah.
We should have at least double digits.
Because if you get that win over Brentford and that win over Nottingham,
Forest,
and
Poole, United.
Let's say Poole stays as a draw, even just Nottingham, Brentford, and United.
That's another 6 points right there.
Yeah.
And that's 10.
Yeah, I understand Liverpool hasn't been in the greatest form, but it's like they're the league champions from the season prior.
Fair enough.
Like, we'll take the draw for sure.
Yeah, but even then, I'm hoping in that game, can you show a little bit of maybe a desire for some revenge for the first game?
Yeah.
Can you show a little bit of wanting to put a stamp on this league?
There needs to be a fire under
man.
For sure.
I'm watching this game and it was on my birthday, which was Thursday, and I could not have been more let down by it was so limp. They showed nothing.
Let me bring it up quick. On my, what was it, 18th or 19th birthday, Barca beat Madrid in El Clasico 5-0. I was horrible, dude. I actually cried. Like, it was
That's
bad.
much worse.
It was bad.
That's much worse.
Go ahead, do your thing.
I'm just... to get into some individual performances, Madueke was okay. He gets the goal, fine. You know, I'm glad he scored, but immediately 10 minutes later they come back and just like dunk on us with a throw-in.
Yeah.
Joker has actually had one of his best games in terms of his general play.
Yeah.
Like, his touch looked really good. He was really clean. His movement was good. He's moving the ball well, connecting, bringing players into play.
Not
forward.
running like he has Tim's on.
Yeah, he actually looked good, and I was excited for that. But nobody else showed up.
Yeah.
And Arteta makes some subs at halftime, brings on Odegaard for Eze, which I don't understand whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I understand that Eze has not been great lately, but neither has Odegaard. He's coming off an injury. He hasn't been training. And you just throw him in to go get you a winner.
I almost feel like that was a game to bring on Marino.
Well, he's out for the rest of the season.
Okay.
But,
oh, really?
Yeah, but what I will bring up is, why are you sending? Look, we have 2 10s and we have 2 right wingers who have not been performing to their level this season. Eze, Odegaard, Madueke, Saka. I put Saka in there because he's not been what I expect from him.
Yeah.
Madueke has been what I expect from him, but it's not good enough.
Yeah.
Eze has not been nearly what we thought, and Odegaard has not stepped it up consistently this season.
Yeah.
Guess who is young, has proven that they can give us output, and...
Nwaneri?
Yes! You send
Did
him...
Havertz come on?
I think he's injured again.
Oh,
did he start yesterday? I don't think he did. I don't think he was in the team.
Okay.
I think he's hurt again. But you send a, 18, 19-year-old to Marseille in the middle of the season when we have 4 players in his position that you're telling me it's too crowded for him. None of those 4 players have done enough for me to say that they deserve those spots.
Yeah.
And you send this kid who gave us 10 GA or maybe even 10 goals alone last season as a 17, 18-year-old, yes.
That's actually
scored a winner in the Champions League against Girona. He scored against City in the 5-1. And you sent this kid to France, and now Marseille don't have a manager, so he's also stranded.
Probably second string to Greenwood, right?
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
why?
That's a terrible loan.
What? We're getting into Saka is injury prone. Odegaard is injury prone.
Yeah.
And you're sending this kid out. You haven't given him the time this season. That's your fault because the other players have not been up to it.
Yeah.
I don't get it at all. Why are you sending him out? Now we need him.
Yeah.
And we can't do anything about it. Our captain, take the armband off of rip it off his arm like I tried to rip my sock off. We will get into that lore on another day. Take the armband off him and send him to the under-21s. I am so sick and tired of watching this guy prance around the effing field. All he does is press and point his arms backwards and tell people where to be. Every time he gets the ball, I swear to God.
Just a chip ball to the back post.
He plays this stupid ass sliced golf wedge pass to nobody, to 5'10" Martinelli, who's covered by giants in this league. And it's got backspin going 8 miles an hour going into the box. He's not Ronaldo. What do you expect him to do with it?
Yeah, nothing.
He has done nothing. I mean, he has had injuries, and I understand that. He was injured last season. He's been in and out. Yeah. Fair enough. Fine. But when you're here, when you've had stretches of games in a row, you have shown nothing.
Yeah, I agree. He's been
take the armband off and give it to Declan Rice.
I almost feel as though that would hurt him more.
I don't care.
I think
I'm going to say it now on camera. I'm going to say it in front of you.
Yeah.
I am giving up on him.
Okay.
I'm done.
Interesting. Arsenal fans, let us know what you think.
I'm giving up on Odegaard. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of it, and I'm done. He's done a lot for this club. And he has, with Arteta and guys like Saka and Martinelli and Gabriel, he has brought us to where we are. Yeah. Thank you. But he has shown us, and I'm going to say this too about Arteta,
Yeah.
if he doesn't win the league this season, if he doesn't win the Champions League or the Premier League this season, he never will. And he has shown us, actually, that he can't do it.
Yeah.
He can take us to the cusp, but he can't actually do it.
Thoughts? Let us know your thoughts down below.
Odegaard is not a player who can take us over the line. Saka, at this point, today, is not a player who can do that.
Yeah.
We don't have any individual player who can do that for us.
Yeah.
We don't have an
Just gotta
Mbappe,
pick the team up
Vinicius,
on their back and just do it
Rodrigo.
all their
We
own.
don't have anybody who can carry us over the line in an attacking front.
Yeah.
And it's all good. We do have that in defense.
Yeah.
But you can't rely on that consistently because of the way the league is now.
Yeah.
Where it's so people are doing analysis out the ass. Any chance you can get, you got guys who like Coyote are throwing it 50 yards on a dime into the box.
Yeah, that's actually nuts.
And guess who loses his man on the flick on to concede that goal? Our captain, Odegaard.
Yeah. I still don't think you take the captain's armband off of him right now. You just wait till the season's over.
Maybe
just do it in the summer because that's just going to cause turmoil in the dressing room, which is the last thing you guys need. Honestly.
Maybe I don't know though, because maybe it would. I almost am looking for a little bit of like an Aubameyang treatment.
Yeah.
Not push him out of the club necessarily,
yeah.
but
it's like, hey, you gotta pick it up.
Look, yeah, because what Arteta was doing at that point was trying to take us from unserious to serious.
Yeah.
And you needed to chop and change and be cutthroat.
Yeah.
Now you are a decimeter.
Yeah.
From being over the line.
Yeah.
And I see you coddling to guys like Saka, guys like Odegaard, when it's not good enough.
Yeah. He definitely needs to like kind of kick him in the ass a little bit.
It's just he was so cutthroat with Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Completely pushed him out of the club, pushed him out of his spot, brought in Raya when Ramsdale wasn't.
He had won the Golden Glove this season.
Yeah,
before.
he won the Golden Glove. He wasn't costing us necessarily. Like I wouldn't say that he was. I mean, now Arteta's been proven right with the goalkeeper switch with Raya now because he's world class.
Yeah.
I think, but. Where's this cutthroat attitude now?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not like you guys don't have the depth to like take them out and put in someone new.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know as much as you do. Granted, I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm not as invested, but I see what you're saying. Like,
I'm so tired of this. I mean, we're acting like we can just kind of walk through this league for the rest of the season. I mean,
giving it 70%.
Yeah, giving it 70%. Like the squad will
this league has proven you need to give it 150. Honestly, like
we need to act like if you can do it with that City team hunting you like it was in 23-24 where we narrowly missed out.
Yeah. That
kind of mentality and drive and performance. That's what I need to see now.
You guys were like actually going out to win games.
Going out to win games. Yeah. Every single game I watch now, outside of the Champions League, it looks like they're okay with not winning.
Yeah.
That's what they're showing me with their body language, with the way they're playing, with the decision making.
The lethargic like running and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, these guys work hard nearly 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But
so it's not enough to win this league.
It's insanity. What it is insanity.
Yeah.
Because they're going out with the same ideas, the same patterns of play every single time.
Yeah.
And it's so stale. Everybody knows what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We have a similar issue breaking down low blocks.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even understand what the goal is.
Yeah.
In terms of
like what's the picture when we're going on to
what's
games?
The game plan?
Yeah.
Because if you want to just go for set pieces and corners and maybe a counterattack, then sit back.
Okay.
Stop pressing.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Just if you want to shithouse 1-0, 2-0 wins, then just do it.
Yeah.
But stop. It's like it feels like this like Frankenstein's monster amalgamation of like 7 systems that are just like sewn together.
Yeah.
In this amorphous blob of a tactical outlook.
Patchwork body.
It's just like, just like we grab ears from Mourinho and that's your defensive,
inverted fullback.
Yeah, and here's my Pep inverted fullback. Here's my, I don't know, Sean Dyche
Long ball.
like long ball, long throw in over here, and it just makes no sense. Your midfield is just
It's
here.
almost
Let's
like
just take
there's-
Sociedad and boom.
It's like there's no identity besides the set pieces almost, which is crazy given the squad that you have.
Yeah, I actually agree. Like I struggle to find the identity of like what are we?
Yeah.
Are we a long ball team?
And I will clarify, if you go on and you win the Prem, who gives a fuck?
No,
like who
100%,
cares? Because
100%.
as a Madrid fan, like we always get clowned for like, you guys don't even have a style of play. I'm like, yeah, we have 15 UCLs. I don't care about a style of play.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But we don't have the players to do that.
Yeah.
Or at least the players that we have are not
Yeah.
providing that,
Yeah.
you know, that reality for us
I
with the
got
way
you.
that they play. Like
I got
Odegaard, if we had Odegaard from 2-3 years ago, yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
then you can do whatever you want.
Saka without injuries. Every
Soccer
3
without
months,
injuries.
2 months.
Yeah, it's like, or Gyökeres from last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, Martinelli from 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Different players.
Yeah.
But right now, I honestly feel like they just all have like information overload.
100%. I think some of the flair was coached out of them.
I think a lot of the
The
creativity is
pepification
coached out.
of football. It's the
Yeah.
pepification.
And I'm getting really sick of it. I'm getting really sick of Arteta coming out and talking about the effing standards.
Standards.
And the ideas, and I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
I'm not seeing it on the pitch. The way you're talking is not matching
Yeah.
what you're showing me.
Yeah.
You're not showing me that you're a disciplined side with drive and hunger, and that you want to win this league, and that's all you think about day and night.
Every time I watch them, it's like they're playing not to lose.
Yes.
And I'm just like, you have the best squad. Like, this might be an outlandish statement to some of you, but I just think it's realistic. It is the best squad on the planet. I know you don't have that, like, world star, like an Mbappe or a Vinny, but, like, you have a player that will do a good job in every single position, both starting and on the bench.
Yes.
Like, it is the strongest squad on the planet. Like,
We
I don't even
should
know who
be-
comes close.
If everybody was playing to their full capacity, we would be far and away the best team in the world.
I think so, too.
Right now.
I think so, too.
If-
Especially because you guys will actually play as a team.
Yes.
Rather
Yes.
than, like, for us, like, when you look at it player for player, we've got some of the best players in the world too, but they don't play as a team. They play for
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
So no, I'm with you on that for sure.
It's sickening to watch. It's getting really tiring. They are not convincing me that they want this league.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it now. If we don't get over the line with one of the majors, I want him gone.
Talking about
Arteta, I want him
Yeah.
gone. I'm tired
Arsenal
of it.
fans, let us know what you think.
A lot of them are going to agree with me. I promise you.
I'm interested to see. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm not as into it as you are, obviously, but that's a crazy statement to some, normal statement to others. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing Odegaard with Van gone. I want it gone, and I want Arteta gone if they don't get over the line.
Okay.
If they get over the line, he can bore me to death for the next 3 years, and I won't care.
Okay, fair
But-
enough. Fair enough.
Just get it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other closing thoughts, closing statements, things you want to say before we wrap up today's episode?
I will say that I don't know if you could tell by my rant, but I am tight
Yeah.
about City on our backs right
Yes,
now.
absolutely.
I am super tight.
Dude, I don't blame you. They've shown that they could do it before, so it's something to worry about 100%.
So,
All right.
second again, loading.
Nah, bro, don't put it
No,
out there. Don't put it out there.
I'm trying to reverse the.
Yeah, all right, bet.
Yeah.
The universe.
I'm
treat
trying
the
to
universe.
reverse psychology of the universe.
For sure. Well, let us know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching the video. Will Arsenal pull it off this year? If they don't, is Arteta still the man to take them to the next level? What does Real Madrid do? What does Manchester United do? Two clubs that are seemingly in crisis. I don't know for sure, but that's just what it looks like to me. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Boom. Oh, I can just stop it from there. Good episode.